The debate has been raging for what feels like months. Is Caitlin Clark being targeted? Is she getting the fair whistle? Is the league actually protecting its biggest star? Everyone from TV pundits to fans in cheap seats have an opinion. And the noises guy is so loud it's almost impossible to figure out what's really going on. But when a legend like Reggie Miller speaks, the whole conversation shifts. This isn't just another hot take. We're talking about a Hall of Famer, a guy who's lived through the fire of the 90s NBA basketball and went to war with Michael Jordan himself. And his brutally honest advice for Caitlin Clark isn't what everybody expected. He's not demanding more protection from the rest or blaming other players for being jealous. He's calling for Caitlin Clark to handle it herself. So what did Reggie say that has everyone talking? And is it the secret to ending the drama for good? Let's be real, what's happening around Caitlin Clark right now is way bigger than basketball. It's a cultural phenomenon wrapped up in a media firestorm. Every hard foul, every little shove, every single time she gets knocked to the floor is clipped, analyzed, and debated into the ground. We've all seen the plays, like that off-the-ball shoulder check from Kennedy Carter that got upgraded to a flagrant, the constant bumps and grabs, and the relentless physicality that seems to follow her everywhere on the court. For a lot of fans, this is simple. The veterans are jealous. They see the private jets, the sold-out arenas, the crazy TV ratings, and they resent her for getting all this attention. They think the old guard is trying to welcome her into the league with a cheap shot instead of playing tough defense. From that perspective, the league is failing to protect its golden goose, the one player who was lifted in WNBA to heights it's never seen before. And the media has been pouring gasoline on that fire. Headlines are screaming about the jealousy, hate, and the league in chaos, but here's the problem with that narrative. It might be missing the entire point. While fans and talking heads are arguing about whether the league should step in, they're ignoring a fundamental truth about professional sports. A truth that legends from a tougher era just get. This isn't just about fouls and fines, it's about respect. And in the pro locker room, respect isn't given, it's taken. The frustration has hit a boiling point, but it's not just about the physicality, it's about the narrative itself. And this is where Reggie Miller's own sister, iconic Cheryl Miller, steps into the conversation, and it just blows the whole thing wide open. Cheryl Miller is basketball royalty, a Hall of Famer, a champion, someone who dominated the game way before the NBA was even a thing. And she looks at the talks around at Caitlin Clark and her rivals, like Angel Reese, and she sees a pattern that's frustratingly familiar. She compares the rivalry to the epic Magic Johnson and Larry Bird battles that defined the NBAs in the 80s. That was theater. It was intense, and it was great for basketball, but she points out a huge double standard. The difference is, with men, it's a rivalry, Cheryl said. The narrative is always different with the women. We're either petty, jealous, or envious. Just think about that for a second. When men go at it, it's called competition. When women do the exact same thing, it's framed as a catfight. It's the story that undermines their professionalism and turns their competitive fire into petty drama. Cheryl Miller isn't just defending Caitlin Clark, she's defending the integrity of the whole women's game. She's tired of the media acting like these incredible athletes can't have a fierce, professional rivalry without it turning personal. As she put it, I don't have to like you. I respect your game and everything else. We don't have to be kumbaya. This is the hypocrisy that's fueling the outrage. Fans see it, and legends like Cheryl are now calling it out. The problem isn't just the hard fouls, it's the lens that we're all forced to see them through. This is the hypocrisy that's fueling the outrage. Fans see it, and legends like Cheryl are now calling it out. The problem isn't just the hard fouls, it's the lens that we're all forced to see them through. It's the assumption that these women are driven by jealousy instead of just an insane desire to win. This is the chaotic environment Caitlin Clark is stuck in. She's tried to rise above it, saying she doesn't pay attention to the noise and that is all just competitive basketball. But that noise is deafening, and it's into the chaos that Reggie Miller walks, not with a pat on the back, but with a bucket of ice-cold water. This is really the core of it all. Is it jealousy, or is it just the tough reality of pro sports? Before we get into Reggie's wild advice, let me know what you think in the comments. Is this just hazing, or is there something more going on here? And if you're liking this breakdown, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss what he said. Reggie Miller has seen it all. He grew up watching his sister dominate, and he survived 18 seasons in the NBA trenches. So when he's asked about the physical play Caitlin Clark is facing, he didn't hold back. He asked a simple, sharp question. Why are people so shocked? He went on saying, she's playing against grown women. The same thing happened to us as rookies. And then he dropped the ultimate comparison. He brought up his own welcome to the league moment, going up against the undisputed king of the court. The same thing happened to us going against Michael Jordan, he said. That's the sentence that reframes the whole debate. Reggie is saying this isn't a WNBA problem or a jealousy problem. It's a professional basketball problem. When you come into the league, especially with a ton of height, You have a giant target on your back, and the vets want to test you, to break you, to see if you're really worth all the talk. It happened to him, and it happened to countless other legends, and now it's happening to Caitlin Clark. It's a rite of passage. But he didn't stop there. He didn't just explain the problem, he offered a solution. It's a solution that sounds like it was ripped out of the 90s. He said he agrees that Indiana Fever might need an enforcer on the team to protect this star, but he also thinks that sometimes the message has to come straight from the best player. And then came the words that got everybody's attention. In a moment of pure, unfiltered honesty, Miller said what he really liked to see happen. What I would love to see Caitlin do is to get up one time and just slap the shit out of someone. Now, he did walk it back a little, saying it was more of a metaphor for standing up for herself, but the message was crystal clear. Stop waiting for the rest, stop waiting for the lead, stop waiting on your teammates. You earn your respect by refusing to be pushed around. He's not telling her to be a dirty player, he's telling her to be an assertive one, to let the whole league know with her actions that there's a line, and she's the one who will enforce it. He even pointed to Angel Reese mindset after taking a hard foul, quoted her, "They're not going to take it easy on me. I'm a rookie, they're supposed to do that." Miller thinks that's the same exact attitude Clark needs to have. This is the old school Cole. It's a language of toughness and self-reliance that's defined pro sports for decades. Reggie Miller isn't defending the cheap shots, but he's saying that the only real answer is to figuratively punch back. Show strength, don't back down, and command respect with your own resilience. He believes this isn't about hate. So where does that leave us? The story of a league full of jealous players hating on a young star is simple, but it might not be the right one. The reality is more complicated. We have a media that, as Cheryl Miller pointed out, often frames women's competition with a different, more demeaning standard. And we have a phenom that's going through all the same brutal rites of passages that almost every great before her has had to survive. Reggie Miller's advice, while it sounds a little crazy, cuts right through all of the noise. He's not saying that the physicality is right, but he's saying it is and it always has been a part of the game. His message to Caitlin Clark is simple. You can't control the rest, the media, or your opponents. You can only control how you respond. Stand your ground, be tough, earn your stripes the same way he had to against Michael Jordan. The question isn't just whether the WNBA will protect Caitlin Clark anymore. The question, according to Reggie Miller, is whether Caitlin Clark will protect herself, and how she answers that could shape the rest of her entire career. What do you think? Is Reggie right? Is it time for Caitlin Clark to step up and take matters into her own hands? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in sports.